Hello there and welcome back to another edition of Silly Car Showdown. Today we are taking a look at the 2018 TVR Griffith. This car was requested by Fonda and I am very curious about this one. As you probably know, if you followed my channel for any length of time, you'll know I am absolutely in love with the new TVR Griffith. I think it is, well, probably the best sports car in current production. I will say, looking for liveries for this thing did give me an aneurysm, because apparently people think this looks like a Supra. I have literally no idea how. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and build this thing up and see what can happen. Now, I have tried to build up the stock engine on this before. You can't get much power out of it, so instead we are going to swap it, and we do get a couple of options. We have a 6.2 litre V8, a 5.2 litre V10, or the 7.7 litre V12 from a Speed 12, which you might remember, the Speed 12 was actually the car that set the benchmark for the Silly Car Showdown, so yeah, a little bit of continuity there. Anyways, of course, in the typical fashions of the series, no aero kit are allowed, or at least Forza adjustable aero, so this car has to run what it brung. We are also going to extend the wheels out in order to get some extra grip. What are our tyre sizes? 305s on the rear and 265s on the front. So front tyres are bigger than normal, 305s on the rear. I'd kind of like bigger, but we can deal with that. Clutches, gearbox is going to go in. This is a modern car though, so I am hoping for pretty decent levels of grip from this. I'm hoping it's going to be alright. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't be anything other than pretty good, so let's hope it stays that way. I'd like the Griffith to do very well indeed. We're going to install the roll cage, which is apparently the world's lightest roll cage, and we are going to uninstall some weight from this car, and finally start building up that magnificent 12-cylinder engine. I don't think this comes with all that much power, but we will have to see. PI's climbing nicely, and it's going to round us off to a clean 943. 1,104 horsepower, 847 foot-pound torque, 2,341 pounds of weight. Of course, we are front-engined rear-wheel drive, 3.4 seconds to 60, 263 miles per hour top speed. That is a higher top speed than we got out of the Huracan last time. Now, I don't think it's going to be able to put as much power down than the Huracan, and I don't think it's going to be challenging the Huracan in terms of overall pace around the track, but I am expecting the TVR Griffith to do very well, or at least I hope it does. Let's go find out. So, welcome back once again to a very snowy Edinburgh, where the TVR Griffith is going to get 5 laps to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the car we had last time, the Ferrari V12 GT, with a 135.743. The TVR, probably unlikely to beat it. I'd like to think it could, but I doubt it will. But nevertheless, I'm expecting a pretty darn good time from this vehicle. In terms of places it can aim, God, I don't really know. GT40 EcoBoost 146.039 would be pretty good. Of course, we expect this to beat its, well, stock-ish counterpart, the TVR Speed 12, which of course, again, was our benchmark car, and that set a time of a 151.482, so yeah, this should be quicker than that, purely based on the virtue that this has, like, race tyres and, well, it's a more modern chassis. Then again, it is pushing power each toy. Has no business to be behind, and that was 173 miles per hour down there. Well, it's got Huracan pace, let's put it that way. It is massively quick. Holy crap. And holy crap, it's so nice to drive. Could we see another surprise on this channel? I mean, okay, low speed stability, not quite as good. Obviously, it's rear-wheel drive, but my god, this thing flies. I love this thing already. Well, I loved it before, but holy crap. It drives very, very well. It's the actual, again, just general speed of this thing is pretty darn remarkable. And the opening gambit is very quick indeed. A 144.807 is the first time for the Griffith, and bear in mind, again, you know, that's the first run from a standing start in a rear-wheel drive car. It's incredible. It really is a phenomenal car already. You do have to be careful on the throttle. It's not the Lamborghini. It's not, you know, point, click, aim, fire. It is very much, you still have to be a little bit cautious. You have to creep on that throttle. But, you know, I mean, I'm going flat out here and barely any wheel spin, which is pretty incredible for, again, a 1,100 horsepower, 1,100 and change horsepower rear-wheel drive car. And, you know, this isn't, granted, it is a sports car. You know, it's a very good chassis, I'm sure. They've been very hard at work on this chassis at new TVR, but, you know, it is still a relatively small car, and you've got to bear in mind, you know, the stock version of this is pushing out, I think it's around 450 horsepower, so it's running, you know, 3 times the power almost, yet it's still managing to be relatively controlled, relatively nice. It deals with its power very well. Also, I didn't realise it had active aero. The active aero does look a bit dilly, but you can actually feel the effects of the active aero. As soon as it goes up, the car does seem to stabilise itself out and become nicer to drive. Yes, I'm very impressed by the Griffith so far. We did have a couple of issues on that lap, so we're not going to go any quicker, I don't think. Oh, well, we went slightly quicker, but we can do better than that. We've got to do better than that for the TVR. This may very well sort of be aiming towards NSXR territory. 142.5, I believe the NSX was. So, yes, could very well be getting up towards that way. Even when you do accidentally get on the throttle too much, it does maintain the power pretty well. It is controlled. It is very nice. It is very nice indeed. I mean, that's sort of the way I describe it. It's just a lovely car to drive. A lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a little bit of a handful. But, again, bear in mind the fact that it is rear-wheel drive. It is bloody remarkable. Although getting it in a straight line here apparently is appearing to be a bit of an issue for me, just because I'm stupid and can't drive. But, yeah, I think once I get everything together in this thing, this could get a very, very quick lap time. It is extremely grippy. I dare say it, like, high-speed stability might actually be better than the Lamborghini, just in terms of how much speed you can take through corners. Because it's rear-wheel drive, you don't have to worry about understeer so much. So it does feel like, in terms of speed through corners, it's probably going a bit quicker than the Lamborghini at full pelt. Of course, there's not many sort of flat-out corner sections on this track, although I have tried to balance it pretty well around most cars' sort of needs. You can't obviously attain perfect. At the end of the day, some cars are always going to have the advantage, but, you know, even still, a 143.442, yeah, I think the NSX is a very solid target for this to achieve. A little bit of an issue through that first corner, but I don't think it's slowed us down that much. That will, though. Those weird bumps, again, I'm still mystified by them to this day, and no one's actually been able to come up with a plausible explanation as to why that happens. But it does, and you see it again. Problem is, it's only... and I missed a checkpoint. This lap's a bust. Yeah, thanks to those bleeding bumps just putting the car out of line, which is a bloody shame. I still don't understand what it is. It's certain cars it affects, and at certain times as well, because sometimes it'll be completely fine, and then other times it'll just happen non-stop, so... yeah. Apparently, Scotland is not a fan of TVRs, which is a shame, because they should be. Anyways, yeah, the speed in this thing is just incredible. It is an incredible car. Genuinely a very, very nice car. I like it an awful, awful lot. I've never actually built this car up. I always sort of drove it stock, and it's a pretty nice car to drive stock. But, yeah, this is remarkable how sort of decent it is in this particular configuration. It's just a shame that I haven't quite been able to get that good a lap out of it yet. I am aiming for it, though. Final do or die lap. I'm going to concentrate pretty hard on trying to get this one. Of course, I'm not implying that I don't try very hard with all the cars. Of course, I try my absolute best, but you know, sort of on. I hate situations like this. It's like the Civic RS where I end up letting that car down slightly at the end. Anyways, a rush to the line. Here we go. Get brake nice and early into this corner. A little bit of understeer on the way in there, but you know, nothing that the car can't handle. Through here, try and keep it maintained. A nice bump, apparently trying to affect the car a little bit. Get a little bit sideways through there. Did not want to pick up that much sideways momentum, but it happens occasionally. Right, trying not to get victimized by a bump through here. Being very cautious on the throttle through these bits. Alright, now I can start going for it. I think the overall straight line speed, if this thing had four-wheel drive, this would be quicker than the Lamborghini in a straight line. I have no doubt on that. The Lamborghini sort of felt like it started to struggle a little bit towards the top of its fourth gear. This thing just feels like it could plow on and on and on. Yeah, given more directional stability, this could easily beat that Lamborghini in a straight line. I have no doubt about that. A little bit nervous getting the power down there, but it still manages to do it. Go through the sweeper. Yeah, it's just so composed through the sweeper. Really nice to drive. Try not to hit a wall or anything like that. Get a little bit messy on the way down there. Hit a couple of the props. We did need to slow down anyway. It's always a worry on that hill, missing the checkpoints and going straight for a wall. Power it down the straight. Oop, try and get stopped. It just about gets stopped. Turned into there. Up the understeer hills of death. Try and get some stability and shoot for the line. It is going to be a 141.731 from the TVR Griffith, the fastest rear-wheel drive car we have ever had. Whew. That was mighty impressive. I still think it could have gone quicker. I think this thing could have done a 141.3 potentially, but just coming down that downhill section. And there you go. Finally, the bump decides to affect it. If you know, we got a bit more traction out of this area here, didn't get subject to some of the bumps. It could have been, I wouldn't say it had been that much quicker. I'm very happy with 131.731, don't get me wrong, but yeah, very, very quick car. Lovely, lovely, lovely rear-wheel drive thing to drive. You know, you expect rear-wheel drive cars to be pretty appalling in conditions like this, but this one just dealt with it really well, and the overall straight line speed of this thing is just unmatched by anything we've had previously. Anyways, a 141.731 would put it into third place. It goes in between the Focus RS. It really is not far off that Focus, and that was a very, very quick car. And it goes 0.8 seconds quicker than the NSX-R GT. It is a second and a bit quicker than Stelvio as well. So yeah, our fastest rear-wheel drive car ever, knocking off the title that was previously held by the NSX-R GT. And in terms of front-engined rear-wheel drive, it is 7 seconds quicker than what was previously our fastest front-engine rear drive car, which was the AMZ Gremlin. So, yeah, a very good result for the TVR Griffith. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching this edition of Silly Car Showdown. If you'd like to request cars for the series, you can do it in a couple of ways. One is by using the comment section, either on this video, on my channel, or the video on HG Central. Of course, they are uploaded in both places. My videos come out a day earlier, though, on my channel. Also, you can join my Discord down below in the description and check the request chat in there, submit your cars in there. There is a 100% chance they'll be picked up in there, and only about a 90% chance in the comment section, because occasionally I'm stupid in the way videos get backdated and stuff. If you've enjoyed me, my name's Emile. You can check out my link in the description below on HG Central. You can come to my channel and watch subcar content, which apparently people somewhat seem to like somehow. Other than that, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a farewell.